Hey everybody, RevTech here. Today we're diving into a hot topic that's been making headlines. It's a critical topic that touches not only on our digital freedom, but also on our personal and organizational security. We're talking about a major legislative package that includes aid for Ukraine, more about that another time, and a controversial measure that could impact TikTok, owned by the Chinese company ByteDance. So let's take some time and explore what this means for you and the communities we serve as we get started. The U.S. House recently passed a sweeping legislative package, and while it primarily focused on foreign aid, it includes a significant provision that targets TikTok. This provision forces ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, to either sell TikTok within a year or face a ban in the U.S. But why include TikTok in this package? Well, the answer lies in concerns over national security, privacy, and the integrity of our data. ByteDance, a giant in the tech world, owns not just TikTok, but also CapCut. I use it for editing videos just like this. It's a popular video editing app. These platforms have millions of users globally, engaging with content daily. However, as products of a Chinese company, they fall under China's jurisdiction and its national security laws. This raises a profound concern. Could the Chinese government access data from American users or influence the content we see, potentially even in our churches and our nonprofit organizations? It's something worth thinking about. Okay, the White House and lawmakers argue that TikTok's immense popularity and its ties to China represent a serious national security threat. They're suggesting that the Chinese government could potentially demand U.S. user data from ByteDance or direct the company to manipulate content in a way that's going to serve its own interests. This is not just about data, it's about the potential to influence what we believe and what we share. And so amidst these concerns, TikTok has been adamant that it's never shared U.S. data within the Chinese government, and it intends to fight vigorously in court to challenge any potential ban, arguing that it would violate its free speech rights, things like that. Yet the question remains, how can we ensure the security of our data and protect ourselves and the communities we serve? All right, so this debate goes beyond just a couple of apps that people are using. It's about how we as communities and organizations and nonprofits and churches, especially those of us who are leading nonprofits and faith-based organizations, how we're safeguarding the information and the trust of those that we're serving. And this bill is moving to the Senate and possibly the president's desk. And so we have to consider its implications, not just for international relations, but for our personal and organizational digital security. It's something that we really have to take seriously. All right, okay. Countries around the world are grappling with similar issues regarding technology and security. For example, the European Union has implemented strict data protection laws under the General Data Protection Regulation, or the GDPR. You can read more about it and its implications in the comments below. Comparatively, China's approach to tech regulation is much, much different. The Chinese government exercises stringent control over tech companies, often require them to adhere to national security directives. And this control extends to companies like ByteDance, raising concerns internationally about data privacy and security. A detailed analysis is also linked here in the comments below from the Center for Strategic and International Studies. China has exerted significant control over tech companies, demanding conformity to its regulatory standards. For instance, Google faced backlash from the U.S. stakeholders after complying with Chinese censorship, leading to its withdrawal from China in 2010. Similarly, Microsoft's LinkedIn exited the Chinese market in 2021, and they were citing regulatory charges and challenges as well. These incidents highlight China's stringent approach to digital governments and how it impacts global tech policies and operations within its borders. Okay, so let's think practically and discuss the practical implications for our organizations, for our churches. So the first question that's always going to come up is about freedom and what does it mean for platforms like TikTok. If they're restricted, how do younger audiences, how do we engage with them? How do we disseminate messages and things like that? How do we balance the need for digital outreach with the imperative to protect the data and the privacy of our community members? Yes, these are vital questions that we have to ask. The freedom to be able to post and use tools like social media as we want to. But also at the same time, as we're drawing closer to understanding the potential implications of technology and the data privacy that we have to deal with in our everyday lives, it's crucial to take a moment to also reflect upon how these tools we use both personally and also in our organizations and our churches, how every app that we open, every service that we subscribe to, it's not just a utility and a tool that we can just sort of cast off and not think about, but every decision that we use, every button we click, everything that we type affects our security and our data privacy. Think about it for a second. When you download an app or when you sign up for a service, who really owns that data and owns that platform? The country of origin for those companies matters, and it often determines how your information is going to be treated. For example, apps owned by companies and jurisdictions in countries with stringent privacy laws might offer more protection than others. This is why reading and understanding privacy policies and terms of service shouldn't just be an afterthought, but it's a priority. Yes, who wants to read those long documents? But they're really, really important to understand because your data and your privacy really matters. It's also vital to educate our communities about these issues. We need to be thinking critically about how our data is being used and the potential risks that are involved. This isn't just an issue for IT departments, IT people. It's a conversation for everyone, from church leaders to volunteers, coworkers, everyone in between. Our children and the constituents trust us to safeguard their interests, and particularly in a digital age, this means protecting the digital footprint for us and for them as rigorously as we do their physical safety. So what can we do? Well, let's start by just being informed. Make it a practice to review and discuss the implications of new technologies and platforms. We can hold workshops or seminars. You can ask me to come and do a workshop or a seminar within your church or your organization to spread awareness about data, privacy, and security. We can encourage our communities to ask questions like, who owns the app that I'm using? Or what data am I agreeing to share by signing up? These questions are the first steps towards understanding digital literacy and sovereignty in our increasingly connected world. Let's not wait for a breach or a scandal to take these matters seriously. The responsibility is ours. We have to ensure that as we integrate new technologies into our lives and into our work, that we do so with our eyes wide open to the implications. It's time to take an active role in our digital well-being, our digital safety, ensuring that our rights and those of our constituents are never going to be compromised. Your feedback is crucial to these discussions. Share your thoughts and your strategies and your questions in the comments below. With that being said, thank you for joining today's conversation. If you're looking for more information or you wish to further engage with these topics, please visit the links provided throughout the video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe for more insightful content here at RevTech. And until next time, keep striving for knowledge and safeguarding our communities. RevTech out.